Hello and welcome to NerdVsWorld, episode 24, The Men Who Stare at Nerds. I'm Brendan.
I'm Spindles.
And I'm Ady.
Right then, fellas, how are we doing?
Well, 2/3 of us are in as fuck, but yeah, other than that, we're alright.
And shit, and been a really rubbish time, but...
Yeah, I'm full of ear infection at the moment, so it sounds like I'm doing this in soup.
I think I've just shifted an ear infection, so yeah.
I
feel your pain.
Struggling with a bit of a chest infection and a bit of a cough, so hopefully it won't come across too bad.
So yeah, we're mostly pretty fucking ill, dude. But we're here.
Oh well. We'll soldier on. Soldier on.
Hate to let our listening public...
It's only a fresh wound!
We have loads to talk about.
We do. There's been a lot going on this last couple of weeks, so yeah, there is quite a bit to get through. So let's just leap straight in.
Yep.
Pick a topic, so what we're going to go for.
Kebabs.
DC cancelling 6 lines.
Bastards!
I know.
Bastards. They keep doing this, and everybody who listens to the show will know that this has been happening over the last year, that every time I get really into a comic series, they fucking cancel it. Mm-hmm. So I think I only picked up collecting Suicide Squad like 4 months ago, I think it was, after they cancelled Dial H. And I swapped from Dial H onto Suicide Squad and went, oh, well, that's been running since the start. We're up to like 23 or something. And now they've cancelled the fucking thing.
So issue 30 will be the last one.
It bites, dude. Every time I get into something new, it gets cancelled. So pick a comic you really don't like and I'll start collecting it and it'll get cancelled.
Well, I would say Aquaman, but they're bringing that back. that's one of the new titles they're launching later on this month. So yeah.
Well, I won't be starting on Aquaman.
Start collecting Aquaman, dude.
Fuck that. I can't lower myself to that. I think I might instead. I might just get the Harley Quinn standalone comic because I think that's on issue 2 now. Yeah. So I think I'll do because Harley Quinn's in Suicide Squad. She's one of the characters in that. So I might just jump on to getting the Harley Quinn standalone book instead, and hope they don't cancel that. Yeah,
it's a good shout. Well, I put the pre-order in for Serenity Leaves on the Wind. That launches tomorrow, which is the 29th. So on the Friday that this is released, it'll have been out. So hopefully that'll come through, and I'll do a review of that for the next episode. But I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on issue 2, the Sandman Prelude, because the first one came out in December. This one's been put back to like April now.
Oh, okay.
It's been put back to.
I was going to say, wasn't that due out?
Well, yeah, it was due. It was due out like now.
Yes.
But apparently it's down to
printing issues.
Well, no, it's not even printing issues. It was down to writing issues. Neil Gaiman's apologised because they did a 6-month book tour for
Ocean
at the end of the lane, and fortunately the Milk. So he's been busy doing that, and as a result, didn't get the scripts done in time. So
no, because his hand's so knackered from signing autographs.
Indeed, yes. True. So it's all our fault, really. We've been keeping him busy on tour. We have no one to blame but ourselves.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah, so that should hopefully be coming out soon. But yeah, so what other titles was it that got canned? Was it Nightwing?
Yeah, Nightwing got canned. Justice League of America is being replaced by another Justice League title.
Okay, yeah, that's why I wasn't reading that.
Yeah, Superman Unchained got canned as well. Yeah, but they're bringing us Batman Eternal, Aquaman and the others. Woo!
Aquaman and the others.
Fucking Aquaman. But yeah, it's a bad luck, dude. That's like another title that
I know,
got into.
I don't even have all of them yet, because I started at like issue 20-something. I'm still trying to get hold of the early issues before I even read it all. So it's finishing before I've actually managed to collect them all, which is fucking sucky.
That's annoying.
But no, on the subject of Justice League and stuff, have you seen the news about, is it Gal Gadot, the woman who's doing Wonder Woman in the Batman vs Superman?
Yeah.
So she's apparently signed up for a 3-picture deal.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that they've got, because they'll have to do Batman vs Superman, which also has Wonder Woman, so that's like half Justice League right there. So I'm guessing that they might only need to
It's also going to have the Flash as well.
Yeah. Is he in the film?
He's going to be in the film. They want to get the guy who's playing him in the TV series.
Yeah.
They want him in the film.
All right,
as
okay.
Well,
So the one who's playing Flash in the Arrow.
Yeah, and Flash, because he's got his own series.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, because they're spinning him up because they did his Genesis in Arrow, and then they're spinning that off into his own show.
Right, because he's in Central City.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was the. For those of you who don't know, he appeared a couple of episodes into season 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then got hit by lightning and stuff when Star Labs went boom.
When the particle accelerator sort of got turned on.
And so he's in Arrow at the moment. I think he's still in hospital recovering and hasn't woken up.
He is. Yeah, he's currently in a coma.
Yeah.
And so that will be when he gets up. Then that will be the start of the Flash.
The Flash.
Yeah, and the Huntress is coming back to Arrow as well this season. Cool.
But it seems watching Arrow at the moment, it just seems like absolutely everybody in it is suddenly a superhero now.
Yes, it does seem that way. Yeah,
it's like, his sister's boyfriend dude, he's now been injected and gone hulked out. And
yeah.
It's
and he's going to die because somebody has to.
He's not going to die.
Because apparently the season is revolving a lot around him and his relationship with Arrow and stuff. So it's
how he always wants to be the sidekick.
Yeah.
So.
And then of course, everybody's waiting for what's her face, the lawyer, to turn into Black Canary.
But she won't.
Because Black Canary
her sister is Black Canary.
Black Cat, isn't it? Is that not Black Cat?
No, that's Black Canary. Sam.
Was it?
Yeah, Black Canary.
Okay.
Yeah. Black Cat's Spider-Man.
Is it? Am I getting my mythoses mixed?
You are. I'm
mixing my mythoses, dude.
You are. What the fuck's wrong with you?
I've got an ear infection. Leave me alone.
Black Canary.
Is that all?
Black Canary was meant to be Laurel Lance.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
But in Arrow, it's not. It's Laurel's
sister. Right. Okay.
So she's already been in it a few times this season.
Yeah. Have you seen the most recent one with kind of all the flashbacky stuff?
Yeah. And
And everybody's kind of still debating the future of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
But, I mean, to be fair, it's already been picked up for a full season 2, so there's not...
Yeah.
I think a couple of people were being a bit premature the other day, posting stuff saying, it's being cancelled. It's not.
The headline said, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cancelled, but there was a question mark in it.
Indeed.
And no one saw the question mark. Everyone's
Everyone's
going, it's been cancelled. Oh my God. I was like, no, read the fucking article.
It hasn't been cancelled.
Yeah. Read beyond the byline, please.
They've already got 2 seasons paid for. Because Marvel will be funneling cash into that. So there's no way they're going to let it fall at this point, especially not as it seems to be.
No, but they will have to seriously pull their finger out their
The only thing the guys have said is that they admitted that the reaction has been disappointing.
Yeah.
They wanted more from it, and they were quite surprised it was disappointing. But I actually think the last 2 episodes, Seeds in particular, was really fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. goes, and it has been disappointing. I've liked a few episodes. I Spy was a great one as well, but Seeds was a really good episode, and that was the point where I was like, okay, maybe it's turned the corner, which it has to do, because they've announced that Deathlock is going to be a big enemy for it as well, haven't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes, they've announced Deathlock as a major character now.
So that should be pretty cool.
And then also Jamie Alexander turning up as Sif.
Yeah. That hasn't happened yet, but it will be.
That's episode 14, I think that's due to occur.
Yeah. I think a lot of US shows are going on break at the moment.
Yes, they're still on the kind of Christmas hiatus.
Yeah, and they're going on with a break until after the Olympics as well for some of them, because the Blacklist is now off until after the Olympics.
Well, there was just one.
There was one last night, but then the next one isn't until end of Feb. Which sucks, because it's so frustrating when shows get broken up by that.
They should sort scheduling out to fit in with it properly.
Yeah, but it's also award season, isn't it? So
yeah, February, March, because we've had have we had the Golden Globes already?
Yeah, the Golden Globes. Jennifer Lawrence won.
Indeed.
I don't think she'll get the Oscar this year. I think the lass from 12 Years a Slave has picked up the Screen Actors Guild and the Critics' Choice Award, so I think she might get those. Jennifer Lawrence in American Hustle was brilliant, though.
I still not seen.
I've not seen that one yet, no, still.
And Wolf of Wall Street, I saw that recently too. That's
I was actually going to say, because I knew you'd mentioned that you'd seen it, but it's one that actually looks pretty cool.
It is really good. It's definitely worth a watch. It's hilarious as well. It's like a comedy. It's like Scorsese does a comedy film. That's brilliant. I don't think it's meant.
It's not
to
meant
be funny.
To be. No, it wasn't meant to be.
And I know there's been a lot of complaints about it because it glamorises the lifestyle, but there's no consequence. There's no payoff.
Yeah.
For the actions that Leo DiCaprio's character goes through and does. But there kind of is, but it does glamorise it more than punish it.
Give a moral story.
But I didn't really care about that at all. It was fucking brilliant.
I read an interview with Jonah Hill somewhere saying that he did it for something like $16,000.
I think he did it for 32.
32,
something like that. He did it for
because it was such a good script.
Well, no, Scorsese.
Because they didn't want him. They didn't want him in it. He did it, and he said, "Just offer me the minimum amount that you have to contractually offer me to be in a movie, and I'll do it for the chance to work with you." So they did that, and he got the job, and he's brilliant.
Yeah, and while he's up for an Oscar for it as his best supporting actor.
He's brilliant. Again, I don't think he'll win it.
No, probably not. But I find it bizarre that I think Leonardo DiCaprio was like 15 million or something for that, and then he's come up with $32,000, and he's up for an Oscar for it.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was brilliant, though. To be fair to him. I'm looking forward to the Oscars.
I'm really not.
You're reserved.
Anymore.
No.
Well,
you used to watch it, stay up and watch it.
I used to stay up and watch it every year and everything, but I think last year was my kind of breaking point because it was pretty much everything that was up for Oscars I hadn't seen.
Yeah.
And this year, I've seen quite a few of them this year, but I don't feel invested in them anymore. I think it was posting, it was on Miles Hunt from the Wonder Stuff on Facebook, he was talking about it, and I kind of said, well, I used to love the spectacle of it, but now I kind of feel like we don't need people to tell us what is good art anymore.
I'd go the other way. I would say just like the sheer amount of films out there that are utter shite and just remakes and sequels. We kind of do need someone to go, guys, come on, we can do better than this when it comes to making art and making films and making music.
I suppose, but I just I was of the opinion that because the films that I have really enjoyed over the year are not in there.
No, true. But then the Academy Awards never really give those sort of films the nod anyway.
Well, no, indeed. That's the problem is that they don't.
But that could change this year.
Well, it could.
I think that could actually win the directors.
I think it could, and that will be groundbreaking. It will be sci-fi and genre actually getting some kind of recognition, which it previously only gets in technical categories.
Yeah, because he picked up the Directors Guild of America award for Best Director for Gravity. So I'd like to see him do it.
I would love to see it, and I'll be very, very happy if he does get it. It will kind of renew my faith in it a little bit, I guess. I've just kind of become a bit jaded that it is only in technical categories that sci-fi and genre films tend to excel. But
having seen American Hustle, Wolf of Wall Street and Gravity, I would say that probably was the best directed film. The direction of that is great. I don't think it's the best film of the three. I'd probably give it to Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
But I think Toby as a Slave's going to win it. I haven't seen that yet. I want to, but I keep putting it off because I'm kind of nervous to see it.
Yeah, I have no particular interest in watching it.
I just like watching films. So.
I like watching films too, but sometimes I have to be kind of persuaded into watching a film that doesn't immediately go, hey, watch me.
Yeah,
I finally got around to watching Argo the other day, and that was stunningly good. I kind of really didn't have any clue what it was about going into it. All I knew was it was Ben Affleck and something to do with spies. And then the story of it is actually fabulous. I had no idea this actually happened. That they basically, the CIA, I don't know if you know the story of it, CIA, in order to get people out of a hostage crisis, fabricated a Hollywood movie as an escape strategy.
I knew about the story.
I totally didn't at all. It's something that I'd never heard of, and so I watched it and I was a bit like, really? That's the plot? But that was really cool. I really enjoyed watching that. It's very well done. So sometimes it takes me a while to get round to these films.
Well, I would recommend all three of those.
Okay, I will probably do it because we finally watched Pacific Rim the other night.
Yes.
Which was awesome. I loved it.
I still haven't seen it, to be honest. That's why it wasn't in my best of list last week.
It was a good film for what it was. It was a good film for what it was, but it was a load of shit.
Yeah,
but it was a really, really good.
Yeah, it was a really good piece of shit.
Yes. Yeah.
It was exactly what it said on the tin. It was
mindless
monsters and robots.
Lizards,
monsters, robots.
That was it.
Grr, smash, angst.
Bit of tech idea thrown in there, and a little bit of characterisation. Not much, but a little bit.
Smack. Smack. Smash.
Yes. So it was pretty good.
Cool.
But then we watched a very random one called Sexy Evil Genius.
That was brilliant. I loved that.
Have you heard of this?
I've never heard.
I thought
It was genius. Apparently it went straight to video.
I'm not surprised.
And we found it on Netflix. But
no, it was brilliant.
it's Seth Green. What's her name from Battlestar Galactica?
Starbuck. Yes.
Katie Sackhoff.
Yes.
Yeah. Michelle Trachtenberg.
Dawn from
Yeah, Dawn from Buffy. Yeah, and she's pretty hot in that.
Harold Perrineau from Lost and The Matrix, etc.
Yep.
And was it William Baldwin?
It was William Baldwin. No, Alec Baldwin.
No, it wasn't Alec. No. I think
it must have been William then.
It was definitely one of the Baldwins.
One of the Baldwin brothers.
It was Alec Baldwin.
And it's about Katie Sackhoff, and like she invites basically a bunch of her ex-partners to a meal. And then they're all kind of wondering why, and it's just, it's absolute genius. It's all set in a bar.
Just sat around a table like we are.
And the script is genius.
There's no big, amazing, wonderful stuff. They're all just sat around a bar.
And it's all about kind of why she's invited them all out for dinner.
Cool, okay. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
US or UK?
I think it was US.
Or was it the film?
I think it was US Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's how that, okay.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it was US Netflix. It was rated R, so yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, US Netflix. But watch it, man. It was made last year.
It was really entertaining.
That's already on Netflix.
Yeah.
Cool.
As it went straight to DVD. But it's actually really good.
I'll have to check it out.
It's one of those films that you just kind of go, oh, I'll give it a go. And then you watch it and think, that was fucking awesome.
I've just discovered the option on Netflix to add films to a list.
Yes.
So watch
yeah.
this, like,
yeah, you can create lists of things
lists.
you want to watch.
Oh, yeah, your own wish list sort of thing. Yeah.
I've been going through just like trying to remember where I'd seen films to go back to it. Now I found this list feature.
Now you have a list feature. Add it there, watch it later.
Yes.
Yeah.
They got Major Pain on there.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is a great one. That's UK Netflix, not US.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So
that
was just,
how did we get there? We got that from comics, didn't we?
Yes. So that was random film find of the week.
Like that,
So yeah, out there, I would heartily recommend you watch Sexy Evil Genius. And the most bizarre thing was, right at the end of the night, I went on to IMDb, I don't know if you saw the picture that I posted, IMDb to look up some information about the film, and there it says, people who like this also liked Pacific Rim.
And they're two completely different genres, two completely different...
What more can you say?
There's no similarities whatsoever between them.
Absolutely nothing in common.
It's fucking random.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, that was from comics, yeah? Okay.
So go from comics to that. Cool, okay. Next piece of news. What do we do next? Well, should we do the Doctor's costume?
Doctor's costume.
It's pretty fucking dashing.
I think it's great. Awesome. I think it's kind of very classic.
Yeah.
It's kind of John Pertwee without the frills.
Yeah.
I think he kind of looks a bit like Moriarty from Sherlock. he looks like
a bit.
He looks like a Moriarty character to me.
I'm just trying to figure out: is it a waistcoat or
Sherlock? I'll fucking kill you.
Is it a waistcoat or is it a cardigan?
Can't tell from this picture. I think it's a cardigan. I hope it's a cardigan.
I think that's pretty cool.
Could be a waistcoat.
So looking at it, it's kind of like the stuff I wear most of the time anyway. So I'm really happy with it as a costume.
Yes, you can cosplay it. You just have to.
It's like, yeah, okay. So
stop dyeing your hair for it.
So I've still got 17 odd years to be the Doctor because I wear shit like that all the time.
Yeah. He's wearing Doc Marten boots as well.
Yeah, indeed.
Brilliant.
Mind you, I haven't worn Doc Marten since I was like a teenager.
Oh, I still wear my DMs.
See, I just couldn't be asked going through the breaking the bin phase.
That's
again.
the most painful process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wear shoes that don't physically eat my feet.
Yeah, I don't think my heels have actually fully recovered from breaking docs in the past. No, I had a pair of DMs when I worked at the cinema, and they lasted for about 8 years till they finally gave up the ghost. These guys, I've had these for about a year, and they're perfect neck still. I love them.
I've kind of got. I've ended up forming another random tradition of mine that I only buy shoes when I'm on holiday. I don't know how it came about, but it just started.
I've worn my shoes out for work. Fuck it, I need a new pair. I've got the time now, whilst I'm on holiday, to purchase a new pair.
It must be, but yeah, they always end up being like dropped off in a hotel room somewhere. So yeah, these ones I bought when I was in Florida, like a year and a half ago. That was when I retired my New York sketches.
What you ought to do is tie the laces and throw them over the telegraph wires, and that's my fucking shoes in New York.
Well, apparently that's a sign of a drug dealing district.
Oh, there's all sorts of bullshit rumours about that.
Apparently so,
or somebody's died, or somebody's left, or there's hundreds and hundreds of rumours for that.
A drunk person threw shoes up there.
Yeah. Pretty much.
A drunk person? Really? They had to knock the laces together. Yeah, so I don't get that. They're drunk.
No, it's they've got drunk and somebody's nicked their shoes, tied the laces together and thrown it up over everything. Would be more normally the case.
But yes, so I like the costume. I was watching. I saw the picture online a couple of weeks ago. That's basically him in like a nightshirt running around, which seems a bit odd.
It's obviously a story behind that.
There will be, possibly in the kind of same vein as the David Tennant in his pyjamas on the Christmas episode type thing. So I guess it'll be just he's in that and then chooses his new costume and goes from there.
Yeah, because Matt Smith ran around for a while in David Tennant's costume. His first
for that episode. So I mean, they tend to do that. They tend to do an episode in the previous person's costume and then figure out their own.
Yeah.
Because I think I remember that Peter Davison one, his first episode is basically him wandering around the TARDIS and he unravels Tom Baker's scarf.
Yeah. He spends ages trying to find a costume.
Yeah.
Is that Logopolis?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Castrovalva.
Castrovalva is it's his first one. Logopolis was
where Tom Baker's
last one.
Right, next.
So sorry, that was just very quick. But I like the costume.
I think so.
I'm really looking forward to seeing it. When is it going to air? Do we know? Are we having to wait for a Christmas special and then?
No, I think it's going to be.
It's going to be May.
April, May, I think. Apparently, talking about Christmas. Apparently, the Christmas Day plan for BBC this year is to go Doctor Who Christmas special, Sherlock season 4 episode 1.
Ooh. Okay.
Apparently, it's coming back this year.
That would be good.
It would.
Rather than a 2-year wait again.
Yeah. I suppose they've got to get old Benny and Martin Freeman doing as much as possible, haven't they? Before they age too much.
Yes.
There's always that risk. Not before they become too big film stars. Yeah, he's in fucking everything. I keep seeing him in trailers. Every time I go to the cinema, he's in a new film.
Yeah.
It's weird. But yeah. Looking forward to The Monument Men. That's out on Valentine's Day, February the 14th. That is George Clooney, Matt Damon, Bill Murray. And it's the guys going behind the lines in Germany during the Second World War to save all the artwork.
Oh, okay.
Because it was the Nero Edict, where the Germans would just go around and burn all their artwork. So these guys are going to save it. It looks like a dramedy, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
A comedy.
Or an action comedy.
Yeah. But it's Bill Murray. He's the Don. So, yeah.
Still waiting to see whether Ghostbusters 3 is occurring.
I don't think it is.
No, I'm fairly sure they said that they had the script for it fairly recently. Dan Aykroyd and Ivan Reitman.
I think it's one of those ideas that sounds great on paper.
Did you ever play the game, the Ghostbusters game that was supposedly Ghostbusters 3?
No.
No, okay. It was released a few years ago because it's all of the original actors doing the voiceovers in the game.
The only Ghostbusters game I played was on the old Spectrum.
Ah, yes, the classic one.
Yeah. Where you had to line the guys up when you got to the hotel.
Yeah.
The hotel would flash. You had to get there.
You had to get to the hotel before it stopped flashing.
Yeah.
Get the ghost, and you had to line the guys up and then shoot.
Yeah.
But once you'd lined them up and fired, you couldn't then move them afterwards. You just had to get in position
and
perfectly.
You had to put the trap in the right place. Yeah.
And then fire the last guy. Yeah.
I remember that.
It was an awesome game.
It was an awesome game. It just got mental later on when you had to upgrade everything and then like every fucking building's flashing and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, and you got the gatekeeper and
the keymaster
sort of like walking around the city as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool game.
The graphics were awful.
They were on a fucking Spectrum, dude. It was a tape-loaded game. Of course, the graphics were shit. But yeah, still, hours of fun playing that.
Yeah.
Well, they're probably only like 30 minutes in hindsight.
Yes, because it took 3 hours to load the game.
Yeah, but the games would be over pretty quickly. Then you had to reload them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, just like, I used to love loading up tape games. That game and Dizzy. Dizzy was my favourites.
Treasure Island Dizzy.
Yeah.
That was one of my favourites. Good old Codemasters.
Yeah. Oh, reminiscing. $2.99, $3.99. You get your pocket money.
Yeah, it's the budget games.
Yeah.
You go out and buy your budget games.
We'd never paid for any of our games for that. My dad used to...
Bastard.
No, because my dad used to rip them all at work.
Single-handedly responsible for the downfall of
the gaming industry in the
It
UK.
was using military copying devices. All the Americans used to bring in their games, and all the Brits and Canadians used to fucking rip it all using military fucking copying software. Or hardware, sorry.
See, knowing you, I'd have thought you'd have actually, like, memorised the noises and just sat and made them into a microphone and then played it back. That'd be a good soundbite, actually.
Okay. Other news. Got here, Guy Ritchie developing 6 King Arthur films.
Yeah, it's like
6.
What the hell? Yeah, 6.
6.
Apparently based on the original 8 books of La Morte d'Arthur.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that could be interesting, or it could
It
end
be
up in
shocking.
development hell. I have no idea at this
Yeah,
stage.
well, the digital spy report pretty much goes through like all the attempts at King Arthur films recently, and all of them have gone through development hell.
Yeah.
And not come to the big screen.
I think the last King Arthur film that made it to big screen was the Clive Owen one, wasn't it? And that was...
That's the last one I could remember.
Yeah,
I was
that
thinking about
wasn't
it earlier
really
on.
King Arthur, and
It was.
When I was thinking about it earlier on, I was
Vaguely.
thinking, what was the last one? Was
Yeah,
it Arthur?
I think that's the last one that I can think
Yeah.
of was King Arthur, and that was the Clive Owen one was about 2005, something like that.
I think it was around that time, because I was working at the cinema at the time it was out. So I dressed up in chainmail for the day.
Any excuse, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. I dressed in chainmail so many times working at the cinema.
It's a vaguely medieval film. To the chainmail.
Get the chainmail on.
Let me punch your chicken with my broadsword.
I had a mate's LARP sword as well, so yeah. I just fucking any excuse to dress up for the cinema, I fucking did it.
Absolutely. I was
Never had to be asked.
at the in the pubs and clubs I used to work in. So an excuse to dress up, marvellous.
Yeah.
Let's get the guns out.
I remember when they had Hulk, when that came out, for the Ang Lee one, I painted myself green head to toe and wore cut-off shorts and a ripped white shirt and gone to a fight with the Nando's chicken next door. So there's like me as the Hulk and a chicken just brawling like Peter Griffin style.
It's a totally family
Brilliant.
guy. Jeez.
Yeah. And I lost a bet to that guy as well. So later on, I ended up wearing the Nando's chicken suit myself because I lost a bet. But yeah, it was all worth it. It's all good promo stuff.
Please tell me there's a video. Of
I would love it.
I wish there was. That'd be
Nando's
brilliant.
chicken.
That'd be fucking amazing.
There's pictures of me in the chicken suit. I'm not sure if it got anything for the fight, but it was all staged.
That
But
would
yeah.
be genius. I would love to see that. I've got to try and track them down.
Stuff we did back in the day,
Yeah.
working at the cinema. But hey, it's all good fun.
Nice. So yeah, I don't know whether this Arthurian thing will take off. I'm not even really sure if Guy Ritchie's the person I would want doing a 6-film King Arthur epic.
No, not at all. I'd give it to the guy who did Thor 2, personally.
Yeah, he'd be pretty good.
Yeah. 'Cause I think he's the guy who directed the Blackwater episode of Game of Thrones.
Yes, I
So-
think he is, yeah.
So yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, so there we go.
There's really not a lot we can say about it at this point. It just struck me as bizarre that they're signing a 6-film deal to make a King Arthur thing, and like in this day and age where stuff is struggling to get greenlit, of all the things you could greenlight, a 6-film version of King Arthur is.
It's kind of weird.
It's very weird. I mean, yeah, I can see why people would put money behind stuff like Percy Jackson or Harry Potter as a series of books, but La Morte d'Arthur, it's not exactly cutting edge, is
Arthur the embryo, Arthur the toddler.
Yeah.
I will see. Of course, the other director who's been busy is Kevin Smith.
Indeed, yeah, that was very interesting that he's gone from a couple of years ago saying that's it, I'm
done.
retiring, to I might just do
one
Clerks 3
because his hockey film was going to be his last.
That was
film.
the 2-film hockey thing. Has that even come to fruition?
That last I heard, that was going to be a TV show. He's
Right.
going to serialise that for a television series.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether that's still the case. But yeah. But then he sort of said, well, I'm not doing that as a film anymore, so I'll do Clerks 3.
Yes.
And that'll be it. Then I'm done.
And then he's put on another 2 since then, I think.
Yeah.
And then this idea of a horror anthology, which is...
Based on Christmas stories.
Yeah, well, it's apparently based on is it Krampus?
Krampus.
Yeah, which is a Scandinavian...
Kid-eating Christmas creature.
child-eating Christmas beast.
Yeah.
And they're apparently doing a creep show, which have you seen Creep Show?
No.
It's like an 80s horror anthology film.
No.
Yes.
I think it's Stephen King produced.
It wasn't a film, it was a series, wasn't it?
No. Tales from the Crypt was a series.
Yeah, but there was a... Was
but
it just
Creep
one?
Show,
it just one?
was just 4
Oh
stories
no, I
within
don't
one
think
film.
he's doing Creep Show.
No. He's doing an anthology film, which is 4 different stories in one film.
Oh yeah, that's the Christmas one. That's Comes the Krampus.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry.
So that's what I mean. It's kind of like what Creep Show was, which is what the H.P. Lovecraft film Necronomicon was, which was 3. I think that was 3 horror stories loosely bound together with the thing that it was H.P. Lovecraft reading the Necronomicon in a basement somewhere and coming up with these stories. So yeah, it's kind of like that. There will be a framing device that holds together 4 different stories.
Yeah.
Which would be quite cool. I mean,
I'd love to see his take on it.
I will be intrigued to see it. But apparently they've got the script done for it. So
is he touring this year?
He's always touring. I don't think he ever stops.
That's true.
Because he constantly travels around and does the podcasts wherever he goes.
Is he coming here? He's going to the UK?
Well, I don't know, because that's when we saw him. We saw him doing Jay and Silent Bob Get Old at Hammersmith Apollo.
I'm just going to quickly do a quick Google. Kevin Smith Tour 2014, UK Tour 2014. La, la, la.
Computer says no.
Generally, the best thing to do is to just listen to any one of his podcasts and he
Yeah.
pimps everything he's doing for the next year.
It's true. It's true. I'll say that for later. Yeah.
He's very good at self-promotion.
Yes, he is. He's very good at this whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, he's gone from making a couple of films to having this kind of weird weekly empire of podcasts, which is Sir Smodcast Internet Radio.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, he's got a hell of a lot of people working for him and doing podcasts every week, so fair play to the man.
I used to listen to his podcast whilst I was doing my assignments for my degree. Yeah, good stuff. He had Kelly Carlin on one episode.
Cool.
I followed her because of the result of the episode, and she tweeted me back, and we shared a moment where we both got admitted to how emotional I got listening to that episode, because she was talking about her father, obviously, and George Carlin and Kevin Smith. Obviously had history from Jay and Silent Bob and before that.
Yeah.
And one of the last things George Carlin did was give Kevin a present of the director's chair that he'd got from working on Jay and Silent Bob.
Right.
And it made Kev break down on air, and then Kelly Carlin broke down as well, and I just listened to that and I broke down too.
It seems to happen quite a lot in Kevin Smith's podcasts.
Yeah.
It's just like quite a lot of them are happy, silly, fun, and then he'll do one like every once in a while where he just cries for an entire podcast.
Yeah. But he's just so good at this whole podcast thing.
He's just good at speaking.
Yeah.
He's like Neil Gaiman. He's one of those people you can just sit and just listen to them speaking all day and just never get bored.
It's true. Absolutely true.
Fair play. Keep on cranking them out, sir. They're genius. I'm sure he appreciates my support.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he listens to the show all the time. I'd like to think so.
Yeah, no.
So what else have we got?
Well, I watched the Royal Rumble the other night.
I didn't, but I was awake watching you all talking about it.
Yeah, I saw quite a few feeds going, what the hell?
Because I woke up at like 3 in the morning.
Well, it wasn't mine, because I had a friend message me saying, no spoilers, I'm not going to watch it. So I was like, oh yeah, don't worry, I won't put any spoilers on my Facebook. So I didn't. And I spoke to him today, and I was just like, have you seen it yet? He was like, yeah. I was like, good. Couldn't hold it back.
Because I woke up at like 3 in the morning with like half my face on fire, and I went and sat downstairs. I was just on my computer, and I was just watching all you like going like smileys and grrs and args and what the fucks and.
There's a few what the fucks on Twitter.
There was.
But I stayed off Facebook with it. But yeah.
So go on.
Well,
the floor is yours, sir.
It all goes back a couple of years. It all goes back to 2011 and CM Punk's pipe bomb promo. He was coming up to the end of his contract, and he was really not happy. He was thinking of leaving, and essentially they used to give him scripts for the promos that he would record and shoot. But one day they just said, "Look, just speak your mind. Say what you want to say." So he went out and he did, to the point that he broke kayfabe and he broke the fourth wall, and did everything that you're not meant to do. But he cut one of the best promos that's ever been cut on WWE TV, and that kind of sort of like got the internet wrestling community back into the product again. There's this other wrestler called Daniel Bryan, who was just the most over wrestler on any promotion ever at the moment. His trademark chants is getting picked up in different sort of sports organisations. Like, I forget the football teams. I'm not a big NFL fan, but one of the players for an NFL team recently did Daniel Bryan's yes chant as his victory celebration, and there was just like so much hype and so much presence for this guy. He's a fantastic technical wrestler as well, but he doesn't fit the mold. He's not giant bodybuilder, pure strength wrestler. He's a tiny guy, but he is just
he's small, beardy, and
he reminds me of Chris Benoit a lot.
Okay.
When he gets intense, he gets that sort of stage. And Chris Benoit is a sort of name that is never spoken in WWE anymore.
Not anymore.
No, like even when he talked Royal Rumble, Chris Benoit was the last person to win it, entering at number 1. They don't mention it. It's always Shawn Michaels coming at number 1 they talk about. Never Chris Benoit. Which is why I thought this year, with the fact that Daniel Bryan and CM Punk are these two massive anti-authority figures in a storyline revolving around the heel authority of Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and those guys, I really thought CM Punk had a chance, because what WWE needs right now is to be able to bring out another name other than Shawn Michaels for that number 1 spot. But he didn't get it, and I was pretty pissed at that. But not half as pissed as the universe were that Daniel Bryan wasn't even included in the Rumble match.
Yeah.
I mean, he opened the show with Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt is this wrestler who is a cross between Pacino from Cape Fear and anyone from Deliverance. He is just this hillbilly cult leader, big bearded guy. He was another wrestler before that called Husky Harrison, but that character didn't stick. And when he started with the Wyatt character, he was still getting his old character's name chanted at him, but he is over now. He is over with the crowd because he cuts delightfully bizarre and sinister promos. I've not seen anyone do dark promos like him since Taker and Paul Bearer back in the day.
Yeah.
So him and Daniel Bryan opened the match. They've had this feud where they inducted Bryan into the Wyatt family, but then he turned on them after a couple of weeks. That apparently that program was meant to go longer, but because of the popularity of Bryan, they cut the program short.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that was the match of the night, and it was the first match. And I think everyone was expecting that, because it was first and because Bryan lost, the way they like to do stuff in WWE is that, like, if they lose, they'll balance it out with a win. So they thought that he might be in the Rumble, because only 20 names were listed for it out of the 30 that compete. And it got to number 30, the crowd are chanting yes, Rey Mysterio's music hits, and Rey Mysterio is, and always will be, a face.
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah, he's awesome. And that's why this reaction just completely threw me.
I have never heard him booed, ever. And he just got booed all the way to the stage. But to be fair, the crowd had been booing everything from like number 22 onwards. They'd just been booing, and when Mysterio got eliminated, they cheered.
Oh,
I was just like, this is like, I just didn't get it. But I kind of think it's clever, because I think what they're trying to do as well is Roman Reigns is this other guy that has been breaking away from his faction called the Shield, and the fact that it was down to Reigns and Batista at the end, and the crowd were cheering Roman Reigns.
Okay.
And he's the heel. Batista's the returning face after 4 years, and Reigns is the heel, and the crowd's just cheering everything he does.
That just sounds fucked up beyond
It was like,
all compare.
I think all the wrestling sites were saying it's probably the worst piece of booking in like the last 15 years. You know, they can't think of anything worse recently.
Oh, I can. WrestleMania 20.
Yeah. Oh, Goldberg versus Lesnar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty poor. But that was because they were both out of contract. They both didn't give a fuck.
Indeed.
But that was But to be fair, that was them not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
This felt like it was the creative team not giving a fuck. You know,
this was the management not giving a fuck rather than the wrestlers.
So I watched Raw last night to find out what they were going to do, how they were going to go for it, and they obviously did listen, but they've played up to it, because Triple H just walked the ring and everyone's booing him. He's like, oh, did somebody not get what they want? And it's just, they played the heel brilliantly, and like they've managed to save it, because as it stands at the moment, Daniel Bryan will be in the Elimination Chamber match at Elimination Chamber for the title, but it'll be him with 5 others. So it looks like they are still burying him, and if Triple H can do anything, it's bury a wrestler he doesn't like, because that was always his thing. Just would sell to a wrestler and bury them. But I think Daniel Bryan will get his moment back at some point. But yeah, the rage for the Rumble was, well, you all know with me, and anyone who listens to the show will know, and anyone who follows me on Twitter will know that I will rage at the drop of a hat about stuff, and then I will think about it, calm down, come back to it later, and have a much more considered opinion.
I have one word for you: defiance.
Nah, fuck that. But my opinion is that actually, I'm not sure why they're burying Bryan, but I hope the payoff is worth it. If it comes to WrestleMania 30 and Daniel Bryan doesn't get a victory against the Authority of some note to give people some sort of cheer, then it feels like it's been buried without reason. But I don't want to believe they're doing that. I want to believe there is some more story behind this than we're letting on.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But I have calmed down a lot since the Rumble. I've never been impressed with the Rumble match. The last couple of years they've been pretty weak, because Batista won it. After a 4-year absence, he comes back and wins the Rumble. We all knew he was going to.
Yeah. It does seem a bit lame. But then again, you know, so I was reading the other day about fucking Hulk Hogan coming back and just despairing.
What? No.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
TNA is going under. TNA is going to fail any month soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's coming back for WrestleMania 30, but he's not going to be wrestling because he's not medically cleared to wrestle. Because Roddy already.
Shit.
Well, Piper still wrestles. You know, Piper was pushing for a tag match, Piper and CM Punk versus Hogan and Cena, because those have been the 2 big rivalries. Cena and Punk's rivalry has been amazing, and I want to see that return. But yeah,
I've not been watching. Is Cena heel at the moment?
Cena's face.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
so
no,
CM Punk's the heel.
No, CM Punk's face.
All right, so they're just having a rivalry.
No, they're not engaged at the moment.
Oh right, I thought you were saying that.
Piper wants that.
Right. Okay. Okay, I see.
Cena should turn heel at some point because his character's getting stale. And the fact is, every time he comes to the ring, he gets booed. He gets booed wherever he goes. I mean, okay, there's half "Let's Go Cena" chants, and there's half "Cena sucks," but he is like the number 1 babyface in the company.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be getting booed.
No.
His character is just stale now at this point, and he's still gives everything, but writing team needs to do something with it. But wrestlers like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, these sort of guys, Seth Rollins from the Shield as well, because he's a great wrestler, they don't fit the picture. They're not the marketable face, which is what they're really going for. But yeah, the Rumble match hasn't had a surprise winner since 2012, in my opinion. Sheamus winning was a surprise. But last year it was Cena, because that was obvious, because The Rock had beaten CM Punk for the title. which we all knew was going to happen, and we all knew he was going to face Cena at the Rumble at WrestleMania and give it back to him. But I just don't like the idea of these old stars from the old eras taking the spot of wrestlers who are on the road 300 days a year.
It feels like they're just going, oh, he's coming back, right, well, we better do something to justify him coming back.
Yeah.
And,
Batista doesn't need the title.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't need the title to be at WrestleMania. He doesn't need to be in the title match. He could have a rivalry with Lesnar, who's back. Yeah. The two of those would make a great match.
Yeah, they're both
Lesnar
huge,
Batista,
hulking things.
Big guys. You know? But then they're not the ones on the road putting all the work in every day.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. I always get nervous at WrestleMania because it always inevitably lets me down. The Taker match is usually the highlight for me every time. That's enough wrestling because like Ady's chewing his beard like it's a Doctor Who conversation. Sorry.
Reaching for the knife, dude. I'm worried.
Well, that's me done. All right.
What have we got left?
We've got a few things on here.
A few tings.
Stephen Fry.
Oh, God, yes, 24.
Yeah.
The reason I included this is because obviously they're over here currently filming 24 Live Another Day.
Yeah.
Apparently it starts in Eastern Europe and then comes to London. I don't know how much of it is in London. Quite a bit, I would imagine, if it comes under 24. Otherwise, they're going to be spending half of it on a plane somewhere else. Wouldn't be particularly interesting. Maybe that's how they're getting around. You know, it'll only be 12 hours instead of 24. It's like 12 hours later. But I'd seen the pictures of it. It just made me think exactly how cliched Britain do they want to make this? Because the picture I saw was an upside-down black cab with a Union Jack on the side of it, next to a red phone box and a red post box.
Was there someone serving tea in the background?
And now they've put Stephen Fry as the Prime Minister. It's just like, it's like, this is Britain. I have no idea how much other stereotypically British stuff they're going to try and crowbar into this show.
Where is it? I don't know. We're in Edinburgh. Oh, London?
It struck me as who do we get to do this? Stephen Fry. He's in everything British now.
He's British, yeah.
Well, I'm surprised it's not Benedict Cumberbatch, to be honest with you.
Oh God.
But
I'm sure he'll be in it as something. Wait and see. He'll be turning up as the main bad guy. But
it was definitely not calm.
in a raincoat, bowler hat, and an umbrella.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Yeah. Like, and here are the British spies, and they all have bowler hats and umbrellas.
Fucking umbrella suitcases.
It's the Thompson twins.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get over how kind of stereotypically British it was, just from a couple of pictures.
That's wonderful.
And that's just a couple of kind of on-set pictures. I dread to think what the actual final thing's going to look like.
Does it always rain in the UK?
Yes.
They've been in Los Angeles for like 7 seasons, and now it's raining for the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. It's the Americans going, you gave us Doctor Who, here, have a 24.
Yeah.
You gave us Doctor Who, have Kiefer Sutherland.
Please.
Ain't no fair.
You
tried to palm us off with Robert Downey Jr. as well. Sorry. So yeah, that just struck me as amusing looking at the pictures. I mean, I'd be interested to see what they do with it, and it's due out. I think it's May. It's due to come out. So it's a fairly sharp turnaround if they're only filming it now.
Yeah.
And it's due out in May, so it just makes me wonder how much of it is going to be set in London and how much of it
is it a full 24 episodes? Or
no, it's 12.
12.
It's 12 episodes. Instead of them doing a movie, because they were going to do a movie and then they couldn't make it happen because of Kiefer Sutherland doing Touch, was it? The TV series, or Believe? I don't know what they're called.
I think it was Touch, because Believe's the Abrams one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which I still haven't seen.
I haven't either.
No, me either.
But didn't Touch get cancelled?
I think it did, yeah.
So that's why it's 24.
Yeah.
Nah, it makes sense.
So, yeah, there was a lot of scheduling conflicts, I think, and then it finally turned out that they'd do this kind of 12-episode mini thing. And then there's a possibility that they're going to do something else in the future as well. I was actually talking with Emma about this the other day, and because we watching the first episode of True Detectives. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No.
You have. You sat and watched episode 1 with me.
True Detectives?
True Detective, yeah. That one with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
How is it? You can remember the most...
Set in the 1970s.
You can remember the most bizarre...
Yes.
bullshit-sounding cartoons anyone's ever heard of, but you can't remember a show you actually watched with Spindles.
Like 2 days ago.
Yeah, those reasons, though.
So, yeah, it's called True Detective. It's taking place over a period of like 17 years or something like that. And so it's cutting between kind of past and present. The present being, we were trying to work out, the present is currently now, and we think it's taking place in the mid-80s.
It's stating that it's 93, but from the tech and what they've got in the background, it's mid-80s. Sort of 83 to 86.
So they're using like actual typewriters instead of computers and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
Even if it was sort of post-86, they would have had electronic typewriters.
Yeah.
Like Canon had mass-produced electronic typewriters.
So we had some issues with the authenticity of it, let's say.
Yes.
But what the point of it that we're getting to is that they seem to be America seems very much now to be trying to take the Scandinavian crime influence into their shows, stuff like The Killing and things like that.
Yeah.
And they're making very bleak, very hard-hitting crime drama now, which I think is why we're currently enjoying crime drama a lot more than everything else, because it's being really well written and well produced. And apparently the story with this, as I only found out today, is that they're going to do a second season, but they're going to wrap this whole thing up in 12 episodes, and the next season is going to be a different story with the same actors doing different characters in the same way American Horror Story happens.
Okay, cool.
So it's going to be a different story every season with different characters played by the same people.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Which is
that is an interesting concept.
Yeah, well, so that's what American Horror Story is, because the American Horror Story, the first one was a ghost story, then it was Asylum, now it's Coven.
Yeah.
I've not watched any of Coven yet. I think I kind of get to the point of waiting till it's finished, sit and watch the whole thing in one day, and then feel really depressed for a day, because it's some of the most dark TV I've ever seen in my life.
I watched Winter's Bone the other day talking about dark TV.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty dark.
I watched that. It's taken me like 3 years to watch it, because every time I see Winter's Bone, we have a poster here at work of the Winter's Bone poster. I always think of the cold open from Dana Carvey's SNL back in 2011, where they do the Wayne's World sketch and they take the piss out of Winter's Bone. Well, they made the obvious bone innuendo joke. Yeah. So I've never watched it, because I always think of that. But I watched it, wasn't sure what to expect, did not expect what I saw. That is...
It's pretty bleak. Yeah, it's kind of like The Road, but even less fun.
It's bleak, but obviously Jennifer Lawrence, so I'm always going to watch it eventually. But she was fantastic. But yeah, I had to find something funny to watch afterwards. So
punching yourself in the face at the end of that is more fun.
So yeah, I watched Tim Minchin afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll kind of...
It's a fantastic film, but it is fucking bleak.
It's absolutely brilliant, but yeah, it's dark.
Yeah.
It's not to be taken light-heartedly, that one.
No, that killed my mood.
You
really
need a good
did.
hug after the end of that film.
Seriously.
I'm going to bed with my teddy bear.
I need a hug now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come here, goldfish.
But yeah, so there's a lot of good, interesting TV that's taking some very new formulas, which is this 12-episode run and then shuffle around the characters and have different storylines, and they all seem to be getting pretty dark. And I like it, because I mean, this current run of True Detective, it's a murder, but it's got some kind of ritualistic aspects to it, and then it's obviously a serial killer that's going on for like 17 years or whatever it is. So yet to even see what the whole plot line is, because we're only 3 episodes in. But it's very cool.
I think we said before, though, that the short season formula seems to work.
Yeah.
It works for HBO and it works for Netflix.
Definitely, and it's working very well now, getting some very big name movie actors in TV shows.
It is.
And I think that's where this came from. I think Kiefer Sutherland was the first one to really break that mould, because he was the first one who did 24,
Yeah.
and that was like 2000, I think it was, the first season of 24. And at that point, it was TV actors and film actors.
Yeah.
And since then, people have started going more into TV from film rather than from
like
TV into film.
Kevin Bacon and stuff like that. His big comeback's been on TV.
Yeah, so it's a lot of very big name film actors turning up and doing TV roles. So this is Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey, who are some fairly big names.
Yeah,
but they had a big influence with the directorial.
Well, they're both
parts
producers.
of it.
They're both producers. But yeah, I think
Matthew McConaughey's up for an Oscar, isn't he, for Dallas Buyers Club?
Yes, yeah.
Woody Harrelson's obviously Hunger Games, so he's like his star's on a massive rise at the moment.
Yeah, indeed.
So, yeah.
And I think they're taking the time out, and obviously they're producing it, so they're putting their own money into it to make them. So I think that this is happening a lot more now, where kind of big name people are going, let's go and fund and do a TV show. So Kevin Spacey with House of Cards and stuff like that. So it's generating some really cool TV. I think it's a great way forward.
Well, I guess it's because with the short season run, the shooting commitments are less. They can afford to.
And if you're encapsulating everything in one season, you don't have to worry about being cancelled, and you can tell a whole story.
Yeah.
Which I think is brilliant.
Yeah.
It certainly gives us a whole story instead of getting to the end of 24 episodes, having a cliffhanger, and then being pissed that it's been cancelled.
Yeah.
Which has been very much the way things have gone for the last couple of years.
Yes.
And has really fucking irked us all.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of like the switch in the consumer culture as well. With everything moving to on demand, we just want it, and I think they're finally adapting. But again, we've said that before on the show.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But I think that there are inroads now that people are actually doing that. It's cool.
Yeah. It's the best.
Very, very happy with it.
For sure. All right.
We've been at it an hour.
Huh?
We've been at it an hour.
Yeah. Should we wrap it up with wearable tech?
Well, let's not wrap it up with wearable tech, because we wrapped it up with wearable tech last time.
Okay.
We're going to do an episode and talk properly about
wearable tech
at
cool.
some point, because there's a lot of it out there.
There is.
And there's some
very cool stuff.
Very cool stuff out there that I'd quite like to just sit and geek out about for a while.
Cool.
I'd certainly like to get hold of some of them. Maybe we can try and speak to some of these people and
test a few things
out. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be fun.
Maybe we could look at that and see if we can push a few buttons and wear a few gadgets.
Have a chat with Professor Elemental about it, see what he can come up with as wearable tech. Other than time travel trousers, of course.
Alright then. Well, we'll save wearable tech for another show. That's it.
Okay, and we're done.
And we're done.
Hooray!
Short and sweet. Okay.
I don't think anyone could ever accuse us of being short and sweet, dude.
True. True enough. Alright. Well, that's it for this week. Well, for this episode.
Indeed. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you all for listening. I've been Brendan.
I've been Spindles.
And I've been Ady.
Until next time, take care and be excellent to each other.